Hello and welcome back. Today, I will be listing one fact about every station in British Railway. Without further ado, let's get started. Fortis Green has something peculiar about it. Walk up the footbridge, and go down to platforms 2 and 3. If you jump over the hedge, you can see what looks to be an abandoned bay platform. But, if you look closer, you can see that it comes extremely close to the road. This might mean that this used to be where the station entrance was, maybe with a parking lot. Victoria Harbour and Victoria Docks are the two closest stations in the game. The distance between the two is 0.15 miles, and it takes about 35 seconds to drive between the two. Some trains do it faster, due to the difference in speed limits and acceleration. If you spawn at Leeton, and use FreeCam to look underground, you might notice that the third rail platforms are gone. The tunnels end a few hundred feet away, and the tracks are still in them. This might be what Ollie was referring to in the Discord, and might mean we are getting the commuter update in 1.4. But, it doesn't explain why they would be deleted now. West Norington is the only station in the game to be above ground. And if you look towards the Norington end of the station, you can see that the left approach bridge is a bit wider than the other, hinting that the station used to have a siding there. West Norington is also the only station to reference a cardinal direction in its name. Ashdine Bridge is the only request stop in the game. The station's platform is also the shortest platform, only being able to fit up to a 2-car class 142. The station is otherwise pretty pointless, as it only serves one house. If you spawn at Cresford, and run down the railway towards Stonebrook Town, you will come across a lake, where there is a duck in a kiddie pool. This is similar to what you could find at Whetstone, but it has since been deleted. But it's interesting, I guess. There are 174 houses at Woodham, which is equal to 2,436 individual window panes. Preston Junction and Ashby and Kirkside are tied with having the longest station names, being 15 characters long. However, the longest single station name is tied between Norington and Broomfield at 10 characters. Thornfield was the first station to have lifts, but they don't work. Bramley is based off of Hartlepool station in real life. There are passenger information screens on platforms 2 and 3 at Astley, despite no intercity services call at the station. Longbow Beach is the only station to have staggered platforms. There is also a sign boasting the new regional signage across stations on the network. Before 1.1.0, Whetstone used to have 3 platforms, 2 through, and 1 terminating. There was also an abandoned platform covered in grass next to it. If you walk down the tracks at Arkley, turn left and run over to the wind turbines, you will come across a trailer with a sailboat in a field. This is near where Maxwell could be found back in 1.2.1. At Fleetwood, in the main entrance, there are 2 doors which you can walk through. There is nothing in the rooms, and it's most likely the developers forgot to make the doors solid. At Wallsend, there is a buffer stop hidden in the grass next to platform 1. This indicates that the station may have had 3 platforms to begin with. This is also supported by platform 1 being abnormally wide. Stonebrook Town was quietly updated shortly after 1.3.4, where they slightly rebuilt the entrance, so, instead of foot traffic only, cars can actually drive in and park on the platform. Merion was the first station to ever be built. It was also the first station to be featured in a preview. There is an abandoned entrance that leads down to platform 0 at Avonhill. There is a fence blocking the passage, and the fence is known for, on occasion, emitting a fictitious departure announcement, which sounds like this.
The next train to arrive at platform 2C will be the 22:57 Venice Simplon Orient Express, service to London Euston via London Euston, calling at London Euston, London Euston, London Euston, London Euston, London Euston.
At Russell Lane, it is impossible to walk from the station over to Watbury Castle without trespassing, as the ramp up to the bridge is non-collidable. Abbey Road Station is a reference to the album made by the Beatles. There is also a reference to the album cover at a street crossing near the station. At Osage Hill, there is a double crossover right before the station, even though no trains switch tracks here. This is because before 1.0, there were plans that would let trains terminate here, but it seemed redundant, so the plan was scrapped. Bawtry Road actually has its own miniature railway society, with a relatively large network of 5 stations, being Hadley, Bawtry Road, Memorial, Oakwood, and Trent. The locos and rolling stock are actually drivable, even though only developers can drive them. It takes about 4 minutes to run around the network. And, at Memorial Station, there is a statue of Vectis's cat Yaz, who died back in 2022. Millbridge has the highest permitted entrance speed of any terminus in the game. The normal speed varies between 10 to 40 miles per hour, but Platform 1 at Millbridge allows for speeds of up to 75 miles per hour. Elmtree House is the smallest station to have a Boris coffee outlet. There is a little Easter egg at Belmont Green. There is a road above where trains enter the tunnel. There is an area where the road overlooks the station, where there are signs reading "Mind the Gap." At Hume Heath, to the right of the entrance, there is a room with a sign that reads, "Congrats, you found the secret room." There is nothing here though. Near Union Street, outside the main entrance, there is a shop called Tizoc. This is a reference to the real British store Tesco. Further down the road, there is also a store called At St. James Park, there is an amusement park called Thorpe Park, which is based off of Thorpe Park, outside of London. At Stirling Street, there is a lift which has a sign on it, which says it is out of order. At Fair, there is a very small station sign next to the entrance ramp. This sign is from Rosegail Railway, as that game also has a station called Fair. The S-car stop marker on the terminus platform at Longbow is slightly different than normal. Instead, it says Harbour Shuttle at the top, as only shuttle services can terminate here. The abandoned platform at Newhurst has slightly different station signs, as they are in the old black and white style from the British Rail era. The westbound abandoned platform at Forestdale has no stop marker, despite the eastbound platform having one. There are a total of 88 boats at Ashdine. According to the sign on the footbridge at Broomfield, only one person can use it at a time, as the footbridge was built in 1871. Henley Park was the first station to have wheelchair ramps as decoration on the platforms. There are rails that continue past Side-on-Sea. There is a buffer stop half buried in the dirt. Past that, the rails stop, but the track ballasts continue a few hundred feet down. Ive holds the record for the shortest station name in the game. It is also the only single platform station on an electrified route. Anyways, that's all of them. You may have noticed that I skipped some stations. This is because either they were sharing a record, or I could not find anything interesting about them. Let me know of any cool facts you find about the stations I left out in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching, and goodbye.